Hey, if you're an African, stop scrolling and listen to this. This one affects you directly or indirectly. Now, today, the president of Kenya is not your president. Mr. Ruto is not your president. The president of Madagascar, Mr. Andry Nirina, is not your president. The president of Malawi, Lazarus McCarthy, is not your president. The president of Mauritius, Daram Gokul, is not your president. The president of Comoros, Azali Assoumani, is not your president. The president of Burundi, Evariste Ndayishimiye, is not your president. And all other presidents of African nations. Why are they not your presidents? They are just sitting presidents. That president you elected, or some of you elected, they are not the people controlling your governments. They are not the people ruling over some major staffs in the government. They may be in control of some parts or some little degree or level, but they are not fully in control of the government or the countries of Africans. Mr. Ruto, the current president of Kenya, is probably not controlling almost 90% of the affairs of this country. Same to many African nations, except to the ones that have just opened their eyes, like Mr. Traore and other countries that have had. Libya tried, and Muammar Gaddafi, we know what happened to him. And many other presidents who have tried to sabotage or to go against the will of the elites, the people who are controlling these countries, the people who are behind the downfall of the African nations, the people who are behind the stagnation of the governments of Africa, the people who are behind non-development, any development that is not done or done in the countries of Africa. Right now, let me tell you, the revenues collected in the African nations, it's very huge. We have the resources, we have the manpower, we have the taxes collected left, right, center. We have everything we need to improve the state of Africa. We have everything we need.
These people are tired. I was crying this morning today because we are messing up a good thing. We are messing up this country. Who wants to be a refugee? And there is enough for you people to eat, so long as you eat with manners. The revenue we collect is enough to run 8 African countries: Kenya, Rwanda, Burundi, Tanzania. You go to Congo, you go to South Sudan, you go to Somalia, and you go to Ethiopia. That's what our goddamn budget is.
These people are threatened. These people are bought. These people are done whatever they are done to keep their tail down, not to improve the lives of the African people. Now we have some people sitting somewhere, the elites. They are right now maybe in a boardroom structuring how Africa could be poor, how Africa should be poor, how Africa should not develop. And they know that when African people rises up, it's a threat to them. So they cannot allow that. And they have done all their best. And I don't know if these presidents are threatened, told if you try to improve the health facilities, if you try to make many industries and companies, we are going to do something to your children, or we are going to do something to you, or they are paid. That is another thing. Maybe they are paid a very huge amount of money and promised events abroad. Some of these politicians, they have houses and apartments and real estates in Dubai, in America, in Canada, in Europe. They are bought and told these guys, we are giving you all this. Just limit the level of development you make in your countries, because these people are not supposed to grow rich. These people, there are people seated somewhere, bro, dictating who becomes rich and who becomes rich to a certain level.
Kenya Power. Why are we not told who are the owners of the independent power suppliers of this country? Why are we not being told who owns our national parks? But you hear money is being stolen by none other than the elite and the political class. These people out here are tired. These people are tired. I was crying this morning today because we are messing up a good thing. We are messing up this country. Who wants to be a refugee? And there is enough for you people to eat, so long as you eat with manners. The revenue we collect is enough to run 8 African countries: Kenya, Rwanda, Burundi, Tanzania. You go to Congo, you go to South Sudan, you go to Somalia, and you go to Ethiopia. That's what our goddamn budget is.
And you cannot go away against their will, because they are the elites. Right now, you see what is happening in America. Mr. Trump, right now, as many people are talking, they are saying that he is not in control of many things. You see? But the guy, the Tesla guy, the ex-guy, is the one in control of many things. Even we have seen protests in America. Is the only elite who has just come to control the government of America physically. Now we can see this guy is controlling. We have seen the child play with Trump and even, does a lot of stuff, weird stuff, and Mr. Trump is not saying anything.
I'll ask Elon Musk to say a few words, and we'll take some questions. Elon, go ahead.
Sure. So at a high level, if you say what is the goal of Doge, and I think a significant part of the presidency is to restore democracy. This may seem like, well, are we in a democracy? Well, if you don't have a feedback loop, okay, we would have to, if you sorry. So gravitas can be difficult sometimes.
It's not just Africa alone, but many countries. But let me talk about Africa, because Africa is the one affecting me directly. So it is the high time now. The way we are going to get ourselves out of these chains, these African leaders have failed us, and they have bought those fears. They have bought all those. They have been bought, and they cannot help us anymore. We have a leader who has stayed in power for 20 years, for 50 years, for 30 years, for 10 years, and they're not speaking about African unity. And if they try, they are silenced. Ni kama wanafinywa hivi kidogo, makende kidogo anafinywa, anaambiwa wewe keep quiet.
To the right! To the right! To the right! You are a funny man, Mr. Bond. Ah! Yeah! Ah! Ah! Yes! 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 Now the whole world's gonna know that you don't scratch your fucking balls.
Speak not. Don't speak anything, or else.
We're
going to show you that we are the one controlling the African nation. We didn't leave Africa when the freedom fighters fought. We just left physically, but we are still running Africa behind the curtains. Now these old menace, these old corrupt politicians have failed to liberate Africa. It's the high time for the youth to do it. You saw what the Gen Z in Kenya did to Mr. Ruto.
For the last week, the world has been watching Nairobi. Here's what they saw.
Young Kenyans are demonstrating for their rights. They're demonstrating with flags and banners. I can't even see anymore. They're being tear gassed.
Protesters and police have been at each other's throats, and there has been incredible violence.
I've counted at least 3 bodies around the parliament.
Humanitarian groups say police fired live rounds. They also say more than a dozen people at least were killed, many more hurt. The military was deployed, and protesters were furious.
Police opening fire on demonstrators trying to storm Parliament.
I'm here to address you. You must go. Ruto must go.
This seething anger stemmed from a government attempt to raise taxes on lots of things, from cars to sanitary pads, smartphones, and staples like sugar, vegetable oil, bread. But this wasn't just about money. It wasn't even really about politics. It was about desperation, about a people who felt beaten down again and again. They told their government, told the world that they'd had enough, and today the government listened.
I run a government, but I also lead people. And the people have spoken.
And they told him, no, we are not going to accept this. We are not going to buy this. Believe you me, you cannot be, you can be surprised to hear that. Well, I'm speaking this on both negative and positive side, right? You may be surprised that those people were bought by this elite to fight Mr. Ruto.
Wale ambao wanasponsor hiyo violence, sisi tunawajua.
President William Ruto is no doubt claiming the infamous position of master of political doublespeak. This is the president with Darren Walker in New York. Walker is the man Ruto accused of funding anti-government protests back in July.
Mimi nataka niulize watu wa Ford Foundation watuambie hiyo pesa wanatoa ifanye fujo ndio wapate faida gani?
Or indeed these Gen Zs fought by their own power and mighty. It is the high time for the youth of Africa to fight for its continent.
What caught the eyes of many, however, was how Kenyan youth received international recognition and influenced other youth across the continent and even the world at large. The Kenyan global wave seems to have caught on pretty fast as the whole world continues to benchmark with the country's anti-government protesters, with many global stars throwing their weight behind the Kenyan youth. Days after the Kenyan protests, the youth in Nigeria are also planning to stage demos in August to demand better governance from the ruling administration. Posters making rounds online indicate the demos will go from August 1st to 10th. In February this year, young people in Senegal, where more than 60% of the population is under 25 years, led nationwide anti-government demos to protest against a decision to delay the highly anticipated presidential elections from February to December. Celebrities from Tanzania, Nigeria, Uganda, and other parts of the world have shown open support, many encouraging Kenyans to keep up the fight for their rights. They include Nigeria's Joboy, Jamaica's Queen Africa, and Tanzania's Christina Shusho, who used the Kenyan flag as her display photo. On Saturday, July 6th, Jamaican dancehall star Conscience waved the Kenyan flag at the Summer Jam Festival in Germany. And in the UK, 10 members of the Generation Z have been elected to serve in the UK Parliament.
This is the era we need to be united, bro. We need to be one. You see, Mr. Traore is being fought right now. It is unfortunate. It's the high time for the African youth to use this platform before it's shut down to liberate and emancipate themselves from slavery that is still ongoing until now. African youth, forget about the old corrupt individuals in the governments. Forget about them. They cannot liberate us. Let us fight like the way the Gen Zs in Kenya did and the way many other people have done out there, the youth, to fight the current governments against keeping quiet with the matters of African liberation. Africa needs to move forward. We are tired, Maze. We are tired of seeking jobs abroad. We are tired of being asked many papers, bank statements, title deeds, many things before they let you in America, before they let you in Europe, before they let you in wherever the country it is. We need to work on our own country. We need to stay here and make wealth here because this is where we belong and we are not going anywhere else but in Africa. This is the time and this is the only time we have to fight against this Western colonialism and powers. I rest my case.